Hello first graders, Miss Blanchard here to do a math lesson with you on something that we haven't done a whole lot of recently, but it's definitely something that you've worked on with your other teachers in your first grade classes. So we are going to work on a little bit of graphing today. So if you remember, when they give you data, it's what we're going to graph. So first, it asks us to use squares with no gaps to organize the data. That's what they give you here from the picture. So first, we're looking at favorite ice cream flavor. Each box equals one student. So we have vanilla, which are the white squares, and chocolate, which are the black squares. So the first thing that I'm going to do is count up all of my white squares. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna come over here by vanilla, and I'm gonna draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to show my 7 vanilla flavored ice cream cones that the students chose. Next, I'm gonna look at my chocolate. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know that chocolate has more votes than vanilla because it is a bigger number. It is 9 where vanilla was only 7. So let's go ahead and fill that in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we remember from graphing that we don't just use the data to make a graph. We usually answer questions too. So it says, how many more students like chocolate than vanilla? We can do this one of two ways. We can do a subtraction problem, or an even easier way is if we look at the picture we've drawn and we cross off one vanilla for every chocolate and see what we have left. So I'm gonna cross off each time I see one vanilla and one chocolate. So I see that I've crossed off 7 vanilla, I've crossed off 7 chocolate, and it leaves me with 2 students left. 2 more students like chocolate than vanilla. And how many total? We know that that means all together. So we can either add up our chocolate and vanilla, or we can count how many squares there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 students were asked. Now, if you look at our next question, it talks about different ties on shoes. There are Velcro shoes, shoes with laces, and shoes with no ties that you can slip on. Again, each box is worth 1 student. So to make it easier for me to see, the first thing I'm going to do is to count up how many squares there are for each type of shoe. So for Velcro shoes, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna put a number 5 here just to help me. For shoes with laces, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm gonna put an 8. And for no tie shoes or slip-on shoes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now they want me to write a number sentence to show how many total students were asked about their shoes. So we're going to add up all 3 numbers. So I'm going to do 5 plus 8 plus 7. There's my number sentence. Now they want us to write a number sentence to show how many fewer, or to show the difference of students that have Velcro and students that have laces. So we know when we're doing fewer or taking away, it's a subtraction. We know we always put our bigger number first. So our number sentence, again, it's going to look at Velcro versus laces. So we're gonna do 8, take away 5 equals, and that's your number sentence. The next page shows you another graph, but it just is set up a little bit differently than the first graph that we looked at. This graph is talking about favorite pets. Again, each smiley face or square is one student. So to make it easier for me, I'm going to count up each of the columns before I start answering my questions so that I can just quickly look back at the numbers to help me answer them. So for dogs, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For fish, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And for cats, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it says how many students chose dogs or cats as their favorite pet. So we can't just look at dogs. We have to look at dogs and cats. So if I count them all up, if I start with my number 9 and I just count on with my cats, I'll have my answer. So I have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 students like dogs and cats. And my number sentence would be 9 for dogs, which is the number I started with. And I added on 6 to give me 15. Now, boys and girls, don't forget when you're answering these questions, you look for your key words. So for number 6, I know how many more is going to be a subtraction problem. So it says how many more chose dogs than cats. So instead of adding my dogs and cats, I'm going to take away. And I know that 9 take away 6 equals 3. And it looks like to wrap up, we have one more. How many more? So one more subtraction. Chose cats than fish, which was 4. I know that 6 take away 4 is 2. Now remember, when you are answering these math questions, if you need to draw a picture to help you, that's okay. If you need to draw out dots or 10 frames that show you what numbers you're working with, that's okay. Anything you need to do to solve the problems, any tools that you've learned, any tricks that you have up your sleeve, you are able to use to solve these problems. So now I have one more thing that I want you to do, friends, and I want you to do this short graphing exercise about zoo animals on your own or with a parent or a friend. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you all soon.